Hello, and welcome back to Reddit Stories. I'm Shane. Today's theme, we're doing some classic Am I the Asshole posts. The good stuff where people are jerks, or maybe they're not. But what I do know is that I'm joined by two of the biggest assholes on the planet, Courtney and Spencer.
Two classic assholes for a classic Am I the Asshole episode.
Yeah, it takes one to know one.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
We're just some classic posts. Just get to it.
Let's do it.
First one, am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for buying a $50,000 guitar for $4,000 and refusing to sell it back when the buyer found out the real value?
Whoa.
As a standard just blanket thing, I'm like, no, you're not. Like that's how things happen when someone's like, oh, I bought this, like, for instance, like I've heard that story of like someone's like, oh, I bought this Superman comic for like $10 at this garage sale, and it turns out it was worth $1 million. Like, that's kind of the nature of like things.
Yeah, or like I found this vintage jacket that's worth thousands of dollars that was being sold for $25. Like totally.
Did that happen?
That happens all the time.
Oh, I thought it happened
Not to me. Oh my God, I wish.
I would say if you're selling something, it's on you to know the value of it.
You guys are pre-diagnosing this, man.
Sometimes it's fun to judge before we open the book.
This is blanket statement. Now we're going to get into the gritty detail.
You guys have already made
We're classic.
We've already made our point.
Let the record show I have not yet spoken on the matter.
That's crazy, which is crazy.
Which is crazy, honestly.
Which is frankly.
Usually I'm like, no, this guy.
This guy sucks. Okay, here we go. This happened a while back. My wife and I still talk about it every once in a while. She's on my side, and most of our friends and family are. However, when it happened, it was like World War III between us and her coworkers and others. Here we go. I've been playing the guitar for 22 years. I know guitar values and whatnot very well. I'm very into the guitar market. At my wife's old company, she was hanging out with coworkers one day after work, and she mentioned that I play guitar. A coworker, who I guess is very popular at work, said that his dad passed away, and he was selling his dad's things. His dad had a guitar and asked my wife if I'd be interested in it. My wife texted me, and I said to have him send me the info on the guitar and the price. The next day, he texted me the pics and the price. It was a 1952 Telecaster in mint condition. He had the original receipts, which was crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, Brennan just
in his
gave
own words, went, sheesh.
Yeah. I feel like even I know that's worth a lot.
Yeah.
That's how I knew the date. He had the original receipts, which was crazy. That's how I knew the date. I asked what he wanted for it, and he said he looked up Telecasters online, and he thinks $4,000 is fair. I texted back, I'll take it for $4,000, and went to pick it up. The guitar had no sentimental value to him at all. Here's the issue at hand. The guitar was/is worth approximately $50,000, depending on the buyer, and I knew it. When I got the guitar, I told my wife the price and what it was worth. She was floored. Fast forward 2 weeks, her coworker tells my wife he just found out what the guitar was actually worth from a family friend and wanted it back. She said, well, he really likes the guitar and he knew it was worth $50,000, which is why he was floored you offered it to him for $4,000. He really likes it and I doubt he will sell it back, but you can ask. Probably not the smartest thing for her to say, but she was caught off guard and it's not her fault or problem. He contacted me and asked to buy it back. I said that it's not for sale. He then said I scammed him and he was going to sue me and take my wife to HR for being part of the scam.
HR?
Which was nuts, but he actually did contact HR. They were cool about it and said it's not their problem. It's between him and me.
That's so funny, dude.
Over the next few months, he made things very uncomfortable for my wife at work. He would bug her constantly about it. She eventually had to go to HR for harassment, and they actually let him go. She complained twice, and he was warned and didn't stop. He's contacted me several times about it, so I got a restraining order for harassment, too.
Whoa.
I blocked him, too. I haven't heard from him in about a year.
And she still works with him?
No, he got fired.
Oh, and he kept harassing her after he got fired.
He got fired
Okay.
because she went to HR because he was bugging her all the time, and he didn't stop. I think that it's correct he's ultimately not the asshole. Like, technically, if I'm him and I'm in his situation, I think I would have a hard time because it has to do with like, oh, his father passed away. And it's also like someone who's kind of closer tied to my partner. I think I would be like, hey man, this is actually worth 50 grand. Like I wowould be, but that's me being someone who's afraid of causing shit.
Same.
And I'd be like, this is gonna cause shit if I buy this.
Yeah, like the fact that if it was like some total stranger that wasn't connected to your life in any way, like you are so like free reign.
Oh,
but
yeah.
there is like social context to be considered. Like, and I yeah, it sucks that she had to deal with all that stuff, and you know.
I think, yeah, that's like the conflict avoidance thing that we've talked about before, where it's like, I would kind of do everything before to make sure that conflict didn't arise if I was kind
Yeah.
of foreseeing that. Like, but maybe, but if I knew that it was worth $50,000, which he did, maybe I wouldn't say it, but I'd be like, "Are you sure that's a really good deal?"
That's true.
Like,
That's
Yeah.
true. You sure you don't want to research more? Or?
I wouldn't say
Yeah.
that.
Well,
That's
yeah, I mean, because I was waiting for like the more context, because I have seen TikToks where like someone's like at like some like small family's garage sale, and it's like, holy shit, look at all these things that I just found that are worth so much money, and they have no idea, and it's like, oh, like that family maybe really like maybe you should tell them instead of just. Like, I don't know, there is like some like moral high ground.
This isn't sounding like a
It's not
person
like that,
who's in
yeah.
dire need. If he's like inheriting from his father a $50,000 guitar,
Right.
Now that's assuming some stuff, but I mean, ultimately,
Legally.
Here's the problem.
Legally speaking, the
if
guy's
someone's like, if someone's like, I need to buy that back, like that was my dad's, I would cave immediately. I'd be like, oh, shit, sorry.
the
dude.
thing is, I don't think the guy wants to buy it back because it was his dad.
No.
Exactly. No,
He
it
wants to
was
buy
his
it back so
value.
he can sell it for $50,000, which I also get.
I get, dude.
If I'm him, I'm gonna
I'd be pissed.
But you also, if you're inheriting shit from like family, you need to really.
I'm
if
Googling.
I'm inherit, I'm not even Googling. I'm taking that somewhere to have it valued.
So they can Google.
So they could do Google. No, but it's like the Pawn Stars thing. Whenever
Yeah.
it's like, oh yeah, we have this like Pokemon trading card. Well, we have a Pokemon trading card guy.
Yeah.
That we take. They have
Yeah.
a guy for every single specific thing.
Yeah.
But like, I know in my family, because when my grandparents passed away, like there was a bunch of things we inherited, like weird antiques and stuff, and it was like, yeah, you take that somewhere
I didn't get shit.
Yeah, you
to
should.
make sure
I have
that
like
it's what it's worth, because you might be surprised.
I've been sitting on some like, because my great grandmother had passed away, and then she had a lot of these like mysterious pins that looked like it was like a group of some kind. Like it was like had like a sword and a ribbon on it, and I kept them, but I haven't gotten the value. But I'm like, I feel like these are something.
Interesting. Yeah, you never know. But that's what happens is people sell things without really making sure. I mean, something like a guitar, especially if it's in good condition. Like,
Oh yeah, just an old guitar. I'm assuming that's worth a lot.
Having the receipt, like having the
Yeah.
receipt of a mint condition guitar, like
I'm guessing that he was looking up like more recent Telecasters that
yeah.
are worth $4,000.
he went on Sweetwater and was just like Telecaster.
yeah, literally, yeah.
Well, the verdict is not the asshole. Some comments, not the asshole. When you sell something, it is your responsibility to know or determine what it's worth, not the person you are selling to. Someone said, everyone sucks here. You blatantly took advantage of him and his ignorance. He sucks because he didn't research it enough and then harassed you and your wife to the point it got him fired. Just a whole messy situation. Lastly, someone said, I'm a bit conflicted because it seems there may be more to the story, but I'm going to say you're the asshole. You knew what it was worth and blatantly ripped the guy off. He just lost his dad and was probably having a hard time and just wanted to unload stuff. But you could have leveled with the guy and told him the truth. Sure, you may not have ended up with the guitar, but now you seem like a greedy prick.
Whoa, yeah.
A lot of different viewpoints here, but the ultimate verdict was not the asshole by the Reddit community. There is an update.
Oh.
All right, here we go. Well, this post blew up way beyond what I was expecting. It looks like I was voted not the asshole. Just to clear up some things, I left some things out because I didn't want to influence opinions and really wanted it to be about me buying a guitar at significantly lower market value versus the people in the story. I did include the fact that the guy was harassing my wife at work, not to make the guy sound bad, but because I thought it was relevant to the story. Here's some specific details I chose not to include. The guy and his dad were not close at all. So those people saying he was grieving and I took advantage of him, that is 100% not the case. When I went to get the guitar, he was telling me he hadn't talked to his dad in 6 years and was actually annoyed that he had to deal with the funeral. The dad bought the guitar new and never played it. Luckily, it was stored in a closet and not in a basement or attic. There's no issue with the wood or electronics. It plays like a dream and I couldn't be happier. I am not selling the guitar to the son or anyone. It will be with me for a long time. I'm in my 30s, so maybe in 30 years it will find a new home. I would have maybe considered giving the guy more money or giving him one of my guitars to sell on his own, but I decided not to do that after he left a terrible voicemail on my phone the day he found out the real value. He demanded it back like he was entitled to an object he sold fair and square, called me a piece of shit, called my wife a piece of shit, and said he would do bad things if I didn't sell him the guitar back. And to those people who say they would have told the guy the real value, that's a load of horseshit. If you went to a garage sale / estate sale and saw an item worth $5,000 priced at $50, there's not a snowball's chance in hell you would walk up to the homeowner and tell them they mispriced it. You'd buy the item and then tell all your friends and family what a great score you got. Don't even kid yourself like you wouldn't do that. I don't feel bad about buying an awesome guitar at a steal of a price. I was curious what others would think, and it looks like I'm not the asshole, so thank you, Reddit. I can play the guitar with zero guilt now. Not like I felt guilty before, but now my feelings are justified. Okay, I didn't think he was the asshole, but that's not a fair comparison. He's talking about going to a random place where... I think what we were talking about was less about like if you're the asshole or not, and more of like the consequences of... Because the consequences that did happen was it made his wife's like work life tough. Now that's ultimately the other guy's fault for doing that, but it's like, okay, if I see a situation coming, is the situation worth $45,000? Maybe it is.
46,000.
46,000.
Dude, I mean, here's the other thing though: is $4,000 is not chump change.
It is not at all. That's a lot of money. And what I will say that I like about this guy is he's not selling the guitar. He bought it. And he's going to play it.
He's going to make that thing weep.
Yeah.
Gently.
He's actually like, he's down to play this guitar, whereas if it got sold somewhere else, maybe it would just be sitting there. I don't know.
I would like to see the guitar.
Give me the guitar.
I've never spent more than $800 on a guitar.
Yeah.
I have two at home.
I mean, this is like a collector's.
Sorry.
It's like a collector's item, I guess. But he's playing it.
No, I would be terrified. Like, and even when I spent that $800, like I had it was my big gift in high school, the $800 guitar. I didn't even buy it, and then I bought an $800.
You using dollar guitar?
I bought an $800. You say it.
I bought an $800 guitar.
An $800 guitar.
I bought the $800 guitar, and it felt like a blow. Like I was like, man, that was crazy that I did that. Like that was a lot, and that is, I don't want to say cheap for a guitar, but like if
guitars can get expensive.
Like it's that's
can.
that's a normal price for an electric guitar.
Right. Damn. Well, moving on. This next story. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for refusing to consider stopping our divorce after my ex admitted her psychic friend lied about me having an affair?
Whoa!
So I've read this story. This story is nuts.
Oh, God.
This is insane. I met my wife, Rona, when we were in college together. I made the obviously terrible assumption that the fact she was in post-secondary education meant she had a modicum of common sense.
Jesus Christ.
God damn, a hater off the bat. We started dating our senior year and after job hunting, settled on moving back to her hometown after graduating. We found an apartment and lived together for 2 years before getting married. All good so far. At our wedding, I met an old friend of hers, Anna. She offered to read my palm. Weird. I am in construction and I know a few people from that group and they call themselves Roma. Whatever. Anna only comes to town every once in a while. She lives in New York City, so she doesn't have time to visit since she has an exciting life there. She makes costumes for plays and cosplayers, so we see her maybe 4 times over the next 2 years. Last time she came was Labor Day last year, and that's when it got weird. All of a sudden, Rona starts acting oddly. She starts checking in on me at work, coming by when I'm working late, asking to use my phone because hers is almost out of power, that sort of thing. She finally comes out and accuses me of having an affair. I thought she was joking, so I laugh and say that I am not. This sets her off like a Roman candle, because Anna told her I would laugh it off when Rona came for the truth. I laughed because it was ridiculous. I barely had time for a relationship with my wife and my job. I am home all weekend long. When I go golfing, her brother is almost always either in my foursome or at the club.
Foursome?
Yeah. And most important of all, I love my wife. I wouldn't do anything to harm her, and yet she takes the word of Anna, the psychic seamstress, over mine. She asked me to leave our apartment. I say no because I have nowhere else to go, so she leaves and moves back in with her parents. They think she is nuts too. I spent the next few months working and trying to convince her that I'm not cheating and that I want her to come home. I don't get invited to Thanksgiving because it would be awkward. I didn't even stick around for Christmas. I went home to see my family. They have been following all this stupidity without commenting until then. At Christmas, they had an intervention. They said my wife was having a break from reality and that she wasn't coming out of it. My dad told me to give my head a shake, which he only does when I am being monumentally stupid. When I got back, I went to a lawyer and started my divorce. That was in January. Finally, at the beginning of April, Rona calls me to talk. I say that we should talk through lawyers. She starts to cry, and I agree to meet her in public if she will allow me to record our conversation so I can give a copy to my lawyer. She eventually agreed. Turns out, her and her parents hired a private detective to find my affair. 6 months and a huge bill later, zero evidence of an affair. She finally believes me and wants to come home. I told her that our lease is up in July and I already found a job in Denver near my family. She said she would come with me. I respectfully declined. I told her we just weren't right for each other. The truth is I do not want to have my offspring share DNA with this dingbat. Damn.
Using the D word.
Anyway, I am moving ahead with my divorce. I am gutted that she took her friend's psychic vibrator over mine. Jesus. I think he meant to say psychic vibrations.
Well, he didn't.
He didn't type that.
Psychic vibrations.
Her family has approached me several times. The last time, her dad offered to front us a 25% down payment on a house if I agreed to go to marriage counseling instead of just leaving. I politely declined. I cannot be bought. Rona is now depressed, but I see no way of ever trusting her again. She is young enough that she can marry again and wreck some other guy's life. Oof. Am I the asshole?
Says the meanest sentence in the planet. Am I the asshole?
I hate my dumbass wife. Am I the asshole?
Look,
I would be mad.
He's using some harsh language, but she did have a friend tell her, like, oh, I'm getting psychic readings that your husband's having an affair, and that's all it took for her to leave him.
No, that's
I'm just like, yeah, I whatever you're feeling, like that is 100% grounds for being like, all right, yeah, I can't get back with you. Like, if that's all it took, then that's gonna happen again. Like,
yeah, I mean, he's talking like an asshole, but like, no, you're allowed to hold your boundary, and clearly you guys aren't compatible. It doesn't sound like this relationship was worth fighting for to him from the beginning, or to her, if she was willing to believe. I'm so curious what she said and what this friend, what they claimed to feel. And like, that's just really wild. And it really is for the best that they didn't stay together. And, you know, he might have some anger issues that he should talk out in therapy.
We got to track down the psychic.
Yeah, I'd love to meet that person. And I want to know, like, I wish there was an update of, like, why did this friend do that?
they're just...
That's such a crazy bag.
That is what's really crazy. I mean...
Also, so he was working construction. Maybe when she was reading his hand, she was reading the calluses.
And she's like, this is from jerking off another person's penis.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's from my backhoe.
My backhoe?
It's a real...
side hoe. Or wait, is backhoe a real thing?
Backhoe's a piece of construction equipment, I think.
Oh.
No, but that was good. My
backhoe. No, it's your side hoe.
The verdict...
Will you be my front hoe?
The verdict was not the asshole. Someone said, not the asshole. Once she took the word of a psychic over you, it was over. And the fact that she then convinced her parents to hire a PI to get info on your infidelities is just the icing on the top. And only the PI coming up empty brought about the realization that you were telling the truth. What else will she blindly believe when her psychic friend has another vision? Run, don't walk.
I do want to point something out. A 25% down payment on a house in Denver, that's probably like $300,000.
It's pretty crazy. That shows, though, like...
That's crazy.
This family knows how much she f***ed up. And they're probably like, she is never going to find anything.
Aww.
Like...
Gotta have a little faith.
Yeah. Lastly, someone else said, I just want to be clear here. She did all of this based entirely on some random bullshit her friend just made up. Nothing else at all. OP responded, as far as I know, I have never been unfaithful. I mean, if you hire a PI for 6 months and they don't find anything, it's like, then either the PI sucks.
That was a PI. I'd be making shit up at that point.
What if the PI is the friend in a mustache?
Oh, getting double duty.
Like, yeah, I'm not a psychic. I'm a detective. Just robs her friend of everything.
Oh my God.
That's a good system. Be a psychic who tells people they're having affairs, then switch over to be a PI that'll be like, I'll find out if they're having an affair. Money.
Write that down.
Money.
Okay,
Making money moves.
Yeah.
Ready for our next story?
Would love what.
I love a story.
Am I the asshole for replying to a coworker's inappropriate texts by work email and attaching them?
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool. One of my coworkers who I had thought was friendly, but that was it, he is married, sent me some inappropriate texts at like 3 a.m. on St. Patrick's Day weekend. Asked me to come over and have some fun, and saying that he had been into me for a while and knew I felt the same. I don't. I'm a lesbian, but not out at work. He also sent me a naked selfie that luckily cut off right before his dick, but dang, it was close. When I saw them, I was out with friends and was like, what the fuck? Okay, this is a Monday problem. I have a really strict rule with myself that I don't do work, think about work, or answer messages about work outside of the 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. I also don't use my personal phone for work stuff. If someone from work calls or texts and it's not one of the coworkers I see as a close friend and trust to not talk shop on the weekends, I'm not answering. And I included dealing with this fucker as a workday problem, so I ignored his message. He sent me several later, first saying sorry he was drunk, then saying he hadn't said it how he wanted to, but he was still into me and had a feeling I felt the same. On Monday, I wrote him an email on the work email saying, "Hi, coworker. I'm writing to follow up on your messages from the prior several days."
Circle back to that dick.
Circle back.
I'm writing to follow up on your messages from the prior several days. See attached. Please only contact me through work channels during regular business hours. I do not use my personal number with colleagues. Additionally, I found the content of your messages unwelcoming and inappropriate. Please only contact me regarding work. OP. I didn't send the email to HR, but I did blind CC my personal email so I'd have a copy just in case. And he got really mad. He texted me back saying I had crossed a line attaching his picture to a work email. Was I trying to get him fired? I screenshot that text too and attached it to an additional email saying, as per my prior email, please only contact me about work matters and only on my business email or Slack. He stopped texting me, but he came to my desk to speak to me, and before he said anything, I asked, is this a work question? And he said I knew what it was about, and I said that I wasn't available for a discussion at the moment. If he did need to meet with me for a work matter, could he please schedule a meeting on the calendar and include a read-ahead to brief me on the topic of the meeting?
Oh!
He walked off.
She is cold.
I love it.
She's amazing.
I feel like I was a bit of a bitch in dealing with it when maybe I could have told him to cut it out by text. But I'm also fucking sick of dealing with this shit at every job, and I feel like my patience to use my own time and energy to gently ask guys to cool it is worn thin. And I want to set the precedent that I won't engage at all outside of work hours or work accounts. Am I the asshole for sending that email?
I think you didn't asshole enough.
I don't think she went far enough.
No, that was awesome. I would have CC'd HR.
No, absolutely.
Dude, when she hit him with the as per my last email.
Oh, so good.
Goosebumps.
No, super brave to do that, and like the audacity for him to go to her face and try and like, you know, use a dynamic and just try and be intimidating and some shit.
Yeah.
I love that she held her ground, and she was very professional.
I think she absolutely needs to contact HR because he's going to do this to other people.
No, he needs to be.
That's so
fired.
blatant.
No, because he's trying to keep it like private and under wraps.
Yeah.
He's like, hi, what's going on?
Verdict was not the asshole. Comments, go to HR immediately, not the asshole. Someone else said, not the asshole, may I congratulate you on being a strong woman who did not shy from the topic and put this asshole in his place. I wish I had the guts to do this myself. You handled it and you handled it well. I'm going to take a leaf from your book in the future. Someone else said, man, not the asshole. I would hire you in a heartbeat to coach employees on proper conduct. Maybe consider doing this a side job and see if it takes. So many work issues would go away if more employees handled themselves as professionally as you. Once again, just also should go to HR.
Yeah.
Because it shouldn't be on like you as an individual to have to just
No.
handle it and like
This is
by yourself. It's like, no, there should be other people who have your back. And if they don't, they should be fired too.
Because he literally tried to take advantage of that by going to her face to face.
Oh, he did
at her
everything
desk.
wrong.
Yeah.
even if it was just that first instance.
Yeah.
It was
Just
like,
the
oh, you should be fired.
Just the photo itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Update.
Yes, let's go.
He was fired. I don't know a lot of details. I have a follow-up meeting with HR soon, but my coworkers told me he was escorted out of the building this morning. One of my coworkers who sits near the HR office said they heard him screaming at the HR staff during his meeting this morning. It's crazy how stuff escalated, honestly. Just last week, I thought he was a chill guy. I owe a thank you to everyone who told me to report this too. I'd been on the fence at first, but I feel like stuff was going to escalate either way, and I feel a lot safer not having to see him every day at work.
Yeah, and I'm so glad HR handled that so well. And clearly, like, that is like picture definition of what a red flag translates to, is he was explosive and aggressive and really intense to HR, and had to get escorted out of the building. Like,
Like,
this is why you take action. Yeah, this is why you pay attention to that stuff.
If I can put on my ally hat for a second.
Okay.
I think it's upsetting that she even was questioning whether or not to go to HR.
It is sad. It is sad. No.
Yeah, I mean, it's natural to like want to protect people, like in those situations. Be like, well, I don't want to get him fired.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
I don't even know if are you saying like you're worried that HR wouldn't have fired him?
No, it sucks that
she felt like she had to handle it alone.
that she felt like she had to handle it alone because I mean there probably have been many instances where like HR, like whoever's in charge has been like, well, he's like that, like I don't know.
Yeah, or like, like she was really brave when he tried to confront her and stuff, but maybe there's always a fear as a woman when you need to confront something or report something or address something that like, what are they going to do to you,
Right.
And so, she said she thought he was overall a chill guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's unspoken things like that, so.
Yeah. All right, moving on. This next one comes from Best of Redditor Updates.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be good.
It's a party.
Here we go. Am I the asshole for asking my best friend to break up with his uneducated, unemployed girlfriend so we can be together?
Whoa.
Fair question.
Fair question. Was the friend psychic?
This is the plot of Challengers.
I'm way better at tennis. I know the title makes me seem like a bitch, but I couldn't think of another way to summarize it. We'll call him Dean, and we'll call his girlfriend Helen. Basically, I'm a university student, and I interned at a marketing company over the last few summers. Dean was my boss there, and we became really close friends. Our friendship moved outside of work, and I no longer interned there at all. The more we talked, the more I fell for him. He's incredible, hardworking, successful, funny, the whole package. His girlfriend is not, in my opinion. She's actually a loser. She's uneducated and unemployed. Helen dropped out of high school because of family problems. Helen stayed home with her mom and still does when
Embarrassing.
Yeah. Helen stayed home with her mom and still does when necessary because her father can't retire. Over the years, Helen had admitted it's weighed on her own mental health. She sees a psychiatrist and takes medication. She's developed her own irrational anxiety. She's had some jobs over the years in the hours her dad is home with her mom, but would have screaming, crying panic attacks while on the job. She has them at home sometimes too, at night, but she can calm herself down okay, apparently. Subsequently, she's never finished school or held down a job. Dean and I have talked about it many times. He insists she's doing her best, that she does all the cooking, cleaning, laundry, yard work, etc. at home. She gets a very small amount of money from her father for this weekly. She also does video game streaming and makes some money from that. Barely any, I think. They've been together for 5 years, and he's come to terms with the fact she may never work or get educated. Dean has a marketing degree, but he doesn't seem to care. He says he will provide financially, and he's okay with her being a stay-at-home mom someday, or even just a stay-at-home wife. I DM'd him asking him why he's even in love with her, how he fell in love with her, just why. I don't get it. He can do so much better. He said this, I fell in love with her for many reasons. She's sweet, kind, cute, and she always sees the best in people even with everything that she's been through. I think she's funny, beautiful, intelligent, and is always trying to do some good. I like that she's random, silly, quirky, and passionate. I like how competitive she is because I'm competitive too. I like that she's athletic. I like how she can cook things top of the dome without the need to Google everything, like me. I love her giggle and I really love her smile. I like her singing voice and, well, all of her voices. I like her hugs and I love her kisses. I like when her fingers are in my hair. I like the things that she draws or makes. Just see you turning. I know what the thought was.
What?
Nothing.
He started off just like, oh no, she's chill, funny. Like I love the way like she like. It's just that escalate. No, like no, I respect this guy. No, you should feel this way about your partner.
I love the way she chokes my cock.
I just thought it was going.
I like the way she bounced on it with no hand. I mean, no, this OP deserves to
No,
hear
I know.
this.
My brain went to a million. When I started that sentence, I was like, "What did she do with her fingers?"
Jesus Christ!
Just like it would catch me so off guard.
Your brain.
It's so sweet, and then suddenly just like, and I like the way she.
It's a sweet, affectionate thing.
It's the sweet. No, it's all of this is so sweet. I thought it was about to take a crazy turn.
And it still might. Let's go. Keep
going, bro.
go a little back.
I was getting into it.
Yeah.
I like her. I like her hugs and I love her kisses. I like when her fingers are in my hair. I like the things that she draws or makes from hand. I like it when she holds my hand. I like her taste in memes and I like her taste in music. I like her puns and I like her.
I like her.
I was like, I like her taste. Oh no.
Oh God. I like her puns and her sense of humor. I really like her presence, and I like her dance moves and how good she is at everything. I like that she likes to help people. I genuinely like the person that she is, always have. I admire her a lot and will always want her for myself. I told him how I felt about him, how I'm in... After
yeah,
that...
well, whatever. That sounds stupid. She sounds like a real loser.
Can I just say, I was literally like getting misty-eyed at the beginning of this message.
This is the sweetest message ever.
If someone said that about their partner and I was still into them, I would be like, well, like, look, I'll literally never talk to you again. not in a bad way, but just like a dude, like, this is real.
I'd be like, all right.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. In response to that, she goes, I told him how I felt about him, how I'm in love with him, and that I wish she wasn't around. He said, well, I'm lucky that she is. I don't know what I'd do without her. I told him he's just comfortable and he's staying with her because it's been a long time. That I've been at a place in my life where I thought I couldn't go on without certain people, but I survived. And he would too. He said this, well, I don't want to, so I'd appreciate you not saying things like, I wish she wasn't in the picture. That's awful. If you cared at all about me, then you'd say that I'm lucky to have her and respect that, you know? So he adamantly won't leave her, and I don't understand why. With the little money she earns, she saves up to do some very special things for him. Got him a cameo from his favorite actress, took him to see his favorite sports team in the playoffs, got him a PS4. She's taking him to his favorite band this summer. She also does sweet stuff for him, like give him random cards, drawings, paintings, crap like that. I think maybe that's the real reason he stays with her, but I could do that stuff for him too. She's had years to do it. I'm studying hard. I work as a barista to get through school. I love talking to him. I love spending time with him. He means the world to me. Does anyone have advice on how I can win him over? Dude. I just want him for myself. I'm the better choice for him. He just doesn't realize it right now. What can I do here? Edit. Some people think I'm shitposting. I'm not. Here's some of our DMs.
Whoa.
Dean, how materialistic are you? OOP, you're really going to support some stupid bitch the rest of your life? That's really insane. He responds, it's none of your business. Why do you apologize if you're still going like this? She responds, because I don't think you realize how dumb what you're choosing for yourself is. She's not worth it. You can have someone who is your equal.
Oh my God.
He responds, listen, I don't have to argue with you about who I'm going to marry, LOL. You want to talk? We can talk about anything you want except my relationship. Otherwise, I won't be replying. She responded, you looked out for me, so I'm just looking out for you. We were fighting here, but we usually have a great relationship.
Okay. Dora, can you find the pick me?
Jesus Christ.
That's fucking crazy.
I gotta say, the only thing that I'll give her credit for is most Redditors do a better job of like twisting the story in their favor.
No, she literally was like, this person is a saint and they are helping the world and they literally are like taking care and doing physical labor to care for their family. And they're so stupid and a waste. Like, that's crazy.
It's, I think, I feel I don't feel bad for her because she's a piece of shit. But I feel bad for people with this view of relationships and just like what they're looking for. Of like, well, the point is to find someone who's your equal in that you're making the same amount of money and stuff. And I'm like, you're gonna be really unhappy. The like, because what he has is he's like, yeah, well, I'm with her because we love each other, and we like each other, and we like hanging out with each other. And it's like, yeah, it doesn't matter what your job is as long as you like hanging out together.
Yeah, and like it's kind of, you need to define, like there's different definitions of like how you see people as your equal. Like
Totally.
because OP doesn't see this woman as like hardworking, you know, which is
Right.
like this, like I literally got emotional because it's like this girlfriend is probably the strongest person that this man has ever met. Like she's taking care of her family and running a home and like probably couldn't pursue education, all these things, because it just wasn't in the cards for her financially or whatever. And like she's literally, he said it, she is literally doing her best. And like it's just this OP is, this is a pick me, where it's like she's trying to denounce the value of another woman and be like, no, I'm more valuable to this person just because I'm saying it. It's like, it's not about
you just get into the
you.
world of value. You're already lost.
How old did they say how old any of these people? This is giving like 19.
Well, I think that he's out of college.
Okay.
And she's
So they're in their 20s.
studying. They're
probably.
still, I think they're in their early 20s. But she's staying home with her mom. Like it sounds like there's family problems. She has to stay home with her mom and still does when necessary because her father can't retire. It sounds like some really like unfortunate stuff happened to her and her family.
Yeah.
And she's doing this out of necessity. And so it's just like.
But I think she has like this, the OP has a very like traditional view of like education and things like that. Like you're not a person unless you like graduate high school or graduate college, when it's like there is so much more, you know, and I think all of us to a certain degree were more or less like brainwashed to have that like opinion where it's like, oh, like, yeah, like if you don't graduate, like, you know, then it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have your whole life to quote unquote get educated in any way you see fit.
Verdict was you're the asshole. Comments, there's clearly something he sees in her that he doesn't see in you. You can't explain why people like who they like. If he's happy with her and the relationship, then that's that. Your attempts to drive them apart will only drive your friend away from you. OP responded, he hasn't let himself see me in that light though. If he did, he would see I can offer him all she does and more. He just thinks he's happy, love is blind. He has no idea what he's in right now because he's in so deep. If he could just wake up and realize, we could live a very happy life together in the future. Someone responded to that, what do you think about any of this doesn't matter, it's what he thinks, move on. She responded, why can't I change the way he thinks? I'm seeing it as an intervention for his dead-end relationship. I just don't think anyone here is hearing me out. It seems bad on the surface, but
You guys are listening to me.
Why is everybody mad at me?
I'm not delusional,
That's
you are.
crazy.
The other one is, link him to this Reddit post and he'll be able to see where you're coming from in a way that's clearer than text messages.
Oh boy.
No, if someone like DMs me and was like your girlfriend's a bitch, it's like, oh, I'm like, you're blocked.
You're done. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Reporting you to HR even though you don't even work
Yeah,
here.
even though we don't. Yeah.
Yeah. Going to HR, dude. Someone call my girlfriend a bitch. Well, do they work here?
No.
No, but
Like, can you still
Yeah.
like? Can you
No,
still
but
fire them?
I'm really mad at them.
yeah.
Link him to this Reddit post and he'll be able to see where you're coming from in a way that's clearer than text messages, which are short and impersonal. He'll see it with super clear eyes and he'll probably even realize he needs to take the problem person out of his life. Your replies in particular will show him everything he hasn't realized. She responds, so you agree she's a problem. Thank you. People in this post are judging me so hard and I'm trying to stand by myself because I know what I believe in here is what's right for me and him. I'm giving him some time to cool off, but I'll link it to him this weekend. Someone responded, might want to do it sooner than later. There's a decent chance this thread won't be around by the weekend. I'd be a little surprised if it made it to the end of today. She responded, what do you mean? I don't think it'll be deleted. I'll send it to him now, then, and just tell him to open his eyes and have an open heart. Maybe he will come around. Thanks for being understanding, unlike everyone else.
Oh my God, they're pranking him so hard. They're pranking her so hard. They're like, yeah, you should send him the thread. I think it'll really clear things up.
Not to be dramatic, I think I would be legitimately afraid of this person if they were my
Oh,
life.
absolutely. Absolutely. This is a very delusional person.
Yeah.
And,
Why can't I change how he thinks?
Yeah.
And controlling and narcissistic. I mean, I think the idea, even in any sort of capacity of like, I am going to get this person out of their relationship so they can be with me, no matter the circumstances, I think is like, you're not being a good person.
No,
Like,
no. I mean,
why is he talking to her?
his like she says she declared she was in love with him, and he just totally brushed past that and was like, I like my girlfriend because this. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Like and just being like, you said sorry, why are you still being mean? It's like, he kind of reminds me of my younger brothers that are just like very much like water off a duck's back. Like, you're not gonna bother me, and I don't.
True.
They just don't even care to put energy toward cutting someone out of their life because they're so comfortable in who they are and where they are that they don't care.
He did, in those text messages, he was saying, I will not reply to anything.
Still, like, you know, for me, that would be enough to just
Block her.
completely block.
Yeah,
the
I mean,
person.
probably
Yeah, I
the
am a little
girlfriend.
confused
The
by
girlfriend might like see this and be like, "Why are you texting?" her so
It does
much?"
sound like they're very young, all of them, but
Yeah.
I still
there's
think,
a lot of.
I still agree I would be blocking this person. I'd be like, you know what, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Update,
Oh.
Dean responds.
Hell yes.
He hopped in the thread.
He responds, L, you linked me to this post so I could understand you better, and now I do. I love my girlfriend more than life itself. I've been with her for 5 years for a reason. Not because of what she can offer me financially, but because of who she is as a person. That's what matters to me. I'll work 3 jobs if it means keeping her. She once spent 2 hours traveling in the rain to bring my sick mom some homemade soup. Money doesn't buy that kind of heart. I never told you that story because you would get emotional and angry with me for even bringing up my girlfriend. I tried to be your friend because you seemed lonely when we worked together. You said your roommates don't talk to you and your family is back in your home country. We never had a future together. It's not even a possibility. I will protect that woman at all costs, and it really hurts me to see you talking shit about her to strangers on the internet. I hope you'll have the integrity to take this down. Maybe it's best we don't stay friends for now and see where things head. You sent me the link to this thread and then you immediately blocked me on Instagram. Why? I don't understand what you want from me at this point, but it's no longer worth my energy. If you're ready to grow up and respect my relationship, give me a call.
Oh.
So I was thinking this post was all fake until this. I actually think this is real. I think she's really kind of a lunatic.
Yeah.
Why is he saying give
I don't
me a
know.
call?
Do not say that, man. Like that's
Give me a call, and then I would ignore it.
I guess that's
Yeah,
fair.
give me a call.
But no, he should be saying like, no, I'm never talking to you again for the rest of my life.
Yeah, for me, it'd be like, hey, please don't contact me again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it would be fair for the girlfriend, if they were aware of this, to be like, to ask their
Oh
boyfriend
my
to not
God.
talk to this person anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, publicly shitting on both of them, calling him lots of names and her way worse names. It's like, this isn't a friendship worth pursuing. This is a bad person.
No, this is truly a messed up person, sadly. Next story. I've read this one.
Uh-oh.
Am I the asshole for divorcing my wife over getting a massage? My soon-to-be ex-wife and I are both in our late 30s. We've been together 12 years, married for 10. We are in a dead bedroom. It was totally dead for 6 months before I filed for divorce. It was on life support, ICU, for 5 to 6 years before that. We both wanted to be younger parents and both wanted 2 kids. We conceived our daughter almost immediately after getting married. When she was 6 months old, we started trying to have the second child. It never happened. After 3 years, we started seeing fertility specialists and found out we both have pretty serious reproductive issues. The doctor told us our daughter was nothing short of a miracle and said it was against all odds that we not only conceived but carried to term. It was after this that the sex life began to seriously decline. Initially, I thought it was just the pain of finding out and knowing we wouldn't be able to afford the fertility options and figured it would get better over time. It never did. It only got worse. 5 years ago, I would say we had sex 15 to 20 times that year. In 2023, we had sex 3 times. I have tried everything to improve this, spicing things up, talking, suggested counseling. I more than pull my weight around the house. We both work and work basically the same hours. I'm telling this because the usual stuff I read on Reddit about how the wife does it all is not even close to true. Over time, I have grown more and more resentful. The thing that makes me the most resentful is she knows I have a high libido and just doesn't care. I, on the other hand, know she loves to be rubbed on / massaged and never took that from her. I probably rub on her 325 times a year. Almost every night, I will rub her calves, shins, ankles, and feet. 4 to 5...
Who up rubbing their wife?
Look, I rub my wife.
Dude, I rub it.
Ruh-roh, I rub my wife.
And I rub sandwiches.
You guys are so silly.
Okay. 4 to 5 nights a month, I will go big and do neck, shoulder, back, butt, hamstring, quads, shins, calves, ankles.
That's crazy, dude.
It's a full body massage.
Wow.
Who wants a body massage?
Who wants
All
a
right.
bottom song?
2 of our audience got that. I noticed that doing the big massages was the best way to get sex, and as she was more likely to allow me to do the foreplay things I know work on her if I had already done this prep. I did them more often a few years ago, but now not as much. The success rate was never that great, maybe 20% of the time, but in the last 2 years, we are definitely in the single digits. When we hit the 4 months of absolutely no sex, I decided I wasn't rubbing on her ever again. The term is so weird.
I don't rub you anymore.
It only took, okay, so he's like, I'm gonna stop massaging you at night.
Okay.
It only took 3 days for her to notice and she asked me to. I told her no and I got angry. I said, why should I when you don't give a fuck about what I want? Obviously not my finest moment and huge argument followed. Things got ice cold at home, but I wasn't giving in. I was tired of all of it.
He was like, hockey one, boy.
Oh.
A few weeks ago, she told me, fine, I will just start seeing a professional masseuse. I said, then I will start seeing sex workers. She said that was cheating. I said, fine, I won't, but you will not get a massage from anyone else. That is also cheating. She said I was being ridiculous, and I said, no, it's being touched in an intimate way by another. If I can't have that, neither can you. And I swear to God, if you do, I will file for divorce that day. The following weekend, she went to get her nails done. I know how long it takes for her to get her nails done. She came back almost an hour and a half later than I expected. She didn't say anything, just acted normal. I got on her credit card app on my phone, and sure enough, there was a $95 charge to the goddamn massage person in the same strip mall as the nail place. I lost it, and when I did, so did she. I think we both let out our years of frustration on each other. True to my word, though, I called a divorce lawyer on Monday. The only part that upset me was my lawyer said based on these circumstances, I couldn't list infidelity as the reason for divorce and had to go with irreconcilable differences. Anyway, she has been telling people we are divorcing because she got a massage. Since then, I have had a number of family members / friends call me to say I'm an asshole. Some of them, even when I tell them my real reasons, still think I'm an asshole and that my reasons aren't good enough. Personally, I think getting massages when told not to is plenty of reasoning. So am I the asshole here? Personal note, I reread this and I know it comes off angry, but I am angry. Angry at myself for wasting so many years. But I'm also angry because this was just the ultimate f*** you. She just went and did it anyway and didn't even try to hide it. Literally went to the same place next to the nail salon and used her credit card, which I pay, like I wasn't going to see the charge. Yeah. My opinion on this story was just simply that I was like, they just need to get divorced. Like,
Yeah,
these
no,
people
divorce,
These people hate each other.
I'm really happy they got divorced.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad because the wife, like, fertility stuff's really heavy. And, like, when you learn that you not only can't conceive, but it would be difficult to carry full term, like, that is a heavy sentence. Like, that can be a lot of pain, a lot of struggle, and, like, so she probably was really depressed and like
Totally.
isn't gonna be excited to procreate, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so like he, you know, I understand that he felt resentful because he was doing so much for her, like physically, but he's allowed to feel that way, but it's how you act on your feelings and,
Yeah.
you know.
I totally agree. And I think given this as a just not professional at all, it just seems like, you know, kind of a traumatic experience got tied to sex for them. So it's like, no, you're not going to seek out something that is going to only cause anxiety or depression or whatever, like a horror. So there's no desire there. It's like, no wonder the libido went away, because it's like, it's not exciting. It's not fun. It's not a positive thing anymore. If it's true what he says, that he suggested counseling and she declined and refused.
No, that is a
But
big
I think
part.
that's ultimately when you need to start going like, is this going to work
right
together? Like, because is that traumatic kind of feeling connected to their relationship or not? Doesn't matter. Like, if this is who she is, you can't change that. If she's not willing to look at counseling, then yeah, you got to go your separate ways. But they let years of this go by, of just letting it fester. And like, what he said was like, yeah, we let out years of frustration at each other. It's like, yeah, it's not about the massage. The massage doesn't matter. It's just that
It's everything else.
you guys cannot work together anymore, and it has to end.
Yeah.
That's kind of my take.
We've talked a lot about how there's a lot of stories online where relationships just die because the sex life goes away and they don't even like try. But the thing that shocked me about this story, which is the difference, is like he really consciously tried talking about like counseling and stuff, which is like and just trying to talk about it. And so yeah, like, and then he just there was no okay, well then we should do something about this.
Yeah, and I do wonder what those conversations
Yeah, that
were,
was
because
my-
there's ways that you
Yeah,
can pitch
true.
counseling. It could be like, well, do we need to see a sex counselor? It's just
Right,
like, if you're
that's
gonna
not
like, it's like
helpful.
there's, and I do think, because there is a whole subreddit called Dead Bedrooms. It's the saddest shit on the planet, and but for the most part, the takeaway in the comments is always like, the sex life isn't what went away first. It's like, no, you guys hated each other, and so you stopped having sex because you hated each other.
How come they hated each other?
I mean, just like
Yeah.
stuff. It's a reflection
Well,
of other things.
mean,
where
the
like
way-
I wonder about their communication.
The way he's talking about her and like to her throughout this whole thing is like, you know, I wouldn't want to have sex with this person either. Like, I mean, it's
that's
just
huge.
like, you know, him.
That's
him
kinda what it
saying,
is.
He
Like,
did say that he was doing a lot for her. I know the massage is a side, because that is a lot.
but if someone's like
but-
seeing it as like a transactional thing,
True.
like it's like that's like I'm like if they're like, oh,
No,
like,
yeah,
but I
that's
rubbed
not what I
you,
meant.
like
there's no,
No, 'cause-
there's no like connection there.
No, yeah, what I meant was like, because in a lot of, when we've had stories on this show where it's like, this guy's done nothing to make her feel like she could. But yeah, no, there's probably a lot of missing stuff.
It's kind of that like insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and getting the same results. It's like, it sounds like they've just been in this cycle where you're just like, well,
Yeah.
I massage you every night and we go through the same cycle every day,
Yeah.
and it's just like, why is nothing changing? It's like, well, you're kind of not like, I don't know their relationship. I don't know all the details of all the years they've been together, but it's just like, you're talking about like, yeah, you're talking about the transactional aspects of things, and it's like, but what's your actual connection? What's your actual
yeah,
relationship?
it's like y'all like hanging out.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
are
no,
you
that's
like?
huge.
I heard the term used by sex professionals of like furthering the plot. Like once you're married, once you like, you have to kind of keep. What's the new thing? Like you kind of have to keep moving forward with your story, and it sounds like after the fertility issues happened, they just kind of stopped, and it's like, all right, yeah. It's the ultimate takeaway of this is that it's sad.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Yeah.
sad for both of them, but I'm really sad for her. That does feel like there's a lack of empathy in this. He's so focused on the surface and he's so focused on the sex
Yeah.
that it's like that pressure is going to make it so much worse.
Yeah.
comments.
Well, there's no consensus on the verdict on this.
That's crazy.
Now it may just, I don't know. I don't know if that was like a,
I want to hear someone who says
it's been up
you're
for a
not-
while, so for it to not have consensus is kind of strange. Some comments, you didn't divorce because she got a massage. Someone else said, question, what's your wife's reaction to you filing for divorce? OP responded, she's been rather pissed off too, thinks I'm being ridiculous and childish, which the massage thing was, I admit. But she has said my desire for sex is juvenile, that I'm not some teenager, and we have a life that I am throwing away over nothing. That was all the initial reaction. Now she's fully going for divorce, but makes it sound like a competition. So I'm expecting plenty of bullshit. My lawyers say outside of a 50-50 split, she doesn't have much to fight for. We make almost the exact same amount in terms of annual salary. 50-50 is the default for custody, and since I've found an apartment about 10 minutes bike ride away and still in the same school, that's not going to be an issue. I'm contemplating some concessions just to move the process, although she hasn't done anything or said anything yet. I'm just getting prepared if she does. Someone else said, you're the asshole for not divorcing at least 4 years ago, but finally, move on, be happy. I think no consensus was made just because I think from what I remember when I read this, the comments were mostly just like,
why'd you
it
post
wasn't,
this?
nobody was like even trying to label an asshole. They're just like, you guys just should not be married.
Yeah.
And I do agree with that. It's like, I don't think this is reparable at this point unless you both really want to put in a lot of work, and it just does not sound like it.
Yeah, it just feels like guys, shouldn't, just don't
Yeah.
take it personally from each other. Just try and find happiness elsewhere.
Honestly, yeah.
It's sad.
It is sad.
He feels like he lost. You can tell he's taking it as a competition, whether she is meaning it to be or not. And he's just feeling very emasculated, like you can tell.
Yeah, they're not connected at all. Like they sound like strangers to each other.
No, and it's like, you know, he was a stranger that was massaging his wife, you know?
Rubbing.
Rubbing. Sorry.
Crazy term.
I rub on her.
Want to emphasize how crazy it is to say, like, I rub my wife.
I think he was trying to, not trying, but I think he sees this as a sexual thing. So he's like, I rub on her, I do this shit for her, like really trying to make it like transactional, like you said.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope they're all in better places now.
I hope so too. Next story.
They both died.
And they're dead.
Yeah, he rubbed her too hard. He erased her.
He started a fire. He caught her on fire.
Yeah, he rubbed her so hard. Yeah.
Okay, next story. Am I the asshole for not taking the fall when my wife farted?
Oh no.
Guys, we're so back.
The fall guy.
We're so back.
This is a 38-year-old man. Me and my wife. Just want to clarify. Me and my wife, who's 36, were out at a dinner party with a large group of friends. Everything was going well, and we were having a great time until my wife farted really loud. That was awesome. That context great. We were having a great time until my wife farted.
Till my wife, who I hate.
I was sitting next to her at the time and pretended nothing happened and quickly started talking in order to change the topic in the direction of my thoughts. It was too late though. One of the idiots at the dinner started laughing and of course my wife got very embarrassed. She tried to act dumb and said, "What are you laughing at?" The other guy said to her, "Nothing wrong with letting one go." Edit, he didn't have the intention of comforting her. I promptly told him off and he apologized for that comment. My wife said, "I didn't let anything go, it was Jack. Name has been changed. It was Jack that farted." I kind of froze and hesitated at that moment, and everyone knew it was her after that. If I took the blame, they would have probably believed me. It didn't help that the fart smelled really bad.
Oh.
She was different the rest of the night and just wanted to go home after this. After about 2 hours, we left. On the way home, she expressed her disappointment and anger towards me for not taking the fall for her.
I'm picturing that drive home.
Why didn't you claim my fart?
Yeah.
She said, "You should have said it was you. In hindsight, I probably should have, but it's hard to think quickly on your feet when under pressure. I thought I did pretty well by trying to talk about something else." Anyway, she was in tears and extremely embarrassed. She is upset at me for not taking the blame. What do you guys think? Edit. I really need to highlight that the sound was loud and the smell was horrible. It was this combination that made it extra embarrassing.
Yeah.
It wasn't a silent fart that smelled bad or a loud fart that didn't smell. Imagine smelling a dead animal coming out of a bubble
Okay, bro.
with the sound of a fire brigade. That's what happened.
My
Also,
God.
have I mentioned my wife is really ugly?
Edit. And dumb.
Yeah.
Edit. I agree I shouldn't have told the guy off. It all happened so quick. It was an instinct reaction to her being laughed at.
Talking about.
It was an instinct reaction to her being laughed at. He said it to make fun of her. It wasn't said in a way to comfort. I didn't go aggro on him or swear at him, by the way. More like shut him down. But true, I should have slowed down and thought before reacting.
He probably was just like, hey, come on.
Oh, it's okay. We all let one go. What the f*** you say?
That's my wife!
That's my f***ing wife, dude. All right.
Crazy.
Dude, I don't
Look,
tell you,
we're here at Outback Steakhouse. That's what you gotta do.
Yeah, what restaurant were they at?
Dude, because that's some places it's common etiquette. At Chili's,
Come on.
At Chili's, it's actually, in Chili's culture, it's actually really disrespectful.
In Chili's culture, that's how you show that it's really
Yeah.
good.
Mm-hmm. It's really true. It is a bummer when it smells bad. Like
It's such a difference. It unfortunately is such a difference. Yeah. Oof.
And he did his best, you know? He tried to defend her and move on,
I'm sorry, like she is an asshole for letting that out of her asshole, but also
She shouldn't have been doing that,
she
man.
shouldn't have been doing that, dude. But also blaming someone else, mean thing to do, like genuinely blaming someone else, unless you have a dog there. But like, and then being mad at him later.
yeah,
and like
you
truly
not the
being
car
like,
ride home.
And he didn't deny it. He just froze in the moment.
Yeah, I mean, okay, let's all do something right now. Everybody in this room and everybody at home.
Fart.
No, fart.
I thought, yeah.
Let's think internally of something to say when the day comes where you fart really loudly in front of a group of people. Think of something witty or something to say just so you have something and so you're prepared for when that happens, okay? This is our life jacket.
That's a good. I should be workshopping that.
We need to cook.
See, most people operate on different speeds because for me, I'm constantly like, dude, if I can fart on Try Not to Laugh, that's my dream.
Yeah.
Like a true, like this is what I'm going for.
Or during like a sound check.
Oh, dude, when we're getting room tone.
Yeah.
That's I've always thought about that. Oh
Big
man,
ol' rip.
so funny. See, I think it depends on there's different kinds of farts. 'Cause it's tough.
And his wife shouldn't have been doing any of them.
That's
Just kidding. He should have gotten mad at the wife.
What did you just do?
That's the funny response if someone at the table just went, "Hey, please don't do that." Sorry, please don't be doing
Or
that
if
here.
you did it and you go, anyone else?
Now you.
I've said my piece.
And that's all I have to say.
You have no choice but to own it.
You have.
Like, unfortunately, I wouldn't have laughed. Well, depends on the fart. Depends on the fart.
It's unfortunately, dude.
Farts are.
Shane,
they
what
make
would
me
you
laugh.
have done? What would you do? What if it was us? What would you do? I farted really loud and I
And
looked
wait,
scared.
what's my line? I say like,
This
oh,
is the thing. This is the
can't
thing.
let that out.
Yeah.
This is the thing. I know that if we were hanging out with all of our friends and someone farted, like, it's a safe space. No one's gonna like make you feel bad, and you're not gonna be judged. Like, in a way.
Where people are gonna laugh at you a little, maybe.
But remember the live show fart in that room.
That well,
There was an angry mob after.
The problem was
That was crazy.
the problem was it was dead silent, and it smelled really bad, and we weren't like mad at whoever did it. We were just like, whoa. It was like, whoa. But that was dead. I think because the nature that it was dead silent, we didn't feel bad because it was kind of anonymous. If someone farted and it smelled that bad, we would have been like, hey, it's all right.
It's okay. You're okay.
Tears streaming down our eyes. It's all right.
Have y'all? Dude, you know what does suck though? If someone accuses you of farting and you actually didn't, and you're like, bro, like it actually wasn't me.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Because then you look crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This is that.
Yeah, dude.
I think.
But if someone, if it would, I don't know. If I was at a table and if someone farted, I would try not to laugh. But then I'm like, what would I just wouldn't judge them. I'd be like, that's awesome, dude.
I mean, yeah. At the end of the day, it's like a bodily function
That's
you can't
sick as hell,
control.
dude.
Unfortunately.
But if you fart, you have to own it. Like if you're at dinner and you fart, you just got to be like,
you gotta stand up,
Like,
bro.
This group just needs to be funnier.
Yeah.
What I was saying earlier was if someone farted,
Yeah.
and then we managed to not acknowledge it, but then like someone brings it up and they go, I didn't fart. Then I'm laughing. then I'm like, holy shit, you're trying genuine. Like you're taking this seriously.
I don't think there's a single-
I'd be like, I'd be like, oh my God, like you're taking it seriously. You're trying to.
I don't
like
think
you
there's
gotta
a
lighten
single
it.
place in the world where someone would fart and I wouldn't laugh.
Like, yeah, like.
They could be like about to execute me, and then someone farts, and I'm like, man.
There's unfortunately.
Couldn't have waited.
Dude, there's that creator there's that guy on TikTok who his entire TikTok is just him walking around Central Park just farting.
Oh yeah.
It's fake, though. It's like a little
It's a
scene.
little fake thing, but he's still taking
It's
it. Like
crazy,
he's still
yeah.
pretending he's farting, and it's so funny.
It is really funny.
He'll
He
just
like kicks.
He'll like walk past you and just be like, oh, and then like keep going, and it kills me every time. Okay, verdict was not the asshole. Comments. Everyone at that party just needs to realize that farts are funny. Always have been, always will be. Yes, it's a bit embarrassing to let one rip in a large group of people, especially if it's smelly, but laugh at yourself, keep moving. Actually, moving will probably help a lot if it's smelly. Move to an open window.
Okay.
Yeah, what the f***? You're not gonna get up from the table. That's embarrassing.
Sir.
Not after the fart.
Also, him shutting someone down would have also made me laugh. Be like, hey, man, stop it.
No, that's funny
Stop
as
it.
hell.
I'd be like, f***, dude, like, oh, dude.
I would have been like
funny.
Jesse Pinkman in that.
Don't talk
part
about
where
my
he's got
wife's
the water. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
Someone said, LMAO, this is hilarious. I don't know how she is calling you an asshole. She literally tried to throw you under the bus. Like, I know you don't care, but you're her husband, and she was trying to make you feel embarrassed and crappy, not the asshole. He responded, my inner clown was tempted to say, smell you later, when leaving the dinner, but I resisted.
That would have broken a lot of tension, probably.
Exactly.
Maybe not.
Someone said, I feel bad that your wife is so embarrassed and hurt about it. It's weird, though. I don't get the reaction of the people in the room or your wife. It all seems very immature and odd behavior to me. I don't think it's fair for her to be mad at you since your intentions were good, not the asshole.
Yeah, like, he tried. He tried to, like, move on. Like, he tried to shut down. He tried.
It's important that we move on from this as a society.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying after I fart.
If you're really in a group.
That would make me laugh really hard.
Guys, we need to move on.
We as a society need to move on.
There it is. See, if you ever feel one coming, you should just step away. If you're like, she was playing a dangerous game.
That's what I'm saying. She shouldn't have done it. She shouldn't have even
farted. She shouldn't have farted.
You get up from the table, you walk like 10 feet away, and then they still hear you.
Oh no! I mean, but we've had those hangouts where like we're all talking, and then like Ian will stand up and go to the nearest doorway with his butt facing out, and he'll just be like, yeah, and then he'll stand there, and then they'll come back, and it's like it never happened.
It's really funny.
I love that meme. It's like the girl standing by the tree and the other girl's walking up and she's like, oh, what's up? She's like, I came over here to fart.
I came over here to fart. Don't come over here.
Stay over there.
Stop. Okay,
Last story. Am I the asshole for pursuing the nanny?
Oh my God.
Well, let's hear him out.
Yeah.
Oh God, the pursuit of the nanny.
In pursuit of nanniness.
I'm on my way.
I'm in pursuit.
Cliche title, I know, but my friend group is split, and I'm being called an asshole, so here I am. Arsehole.
Arsehole.
Am I the arsehole?
He's sort of an
Am I the arsehole for pursuing the nanny?
He's sort of an arsehole. I, a 43-year-old man, have been pursuing a relationship with my friend's nanny. He's in finance, she's a doctor, so they needed an extra pair of hands to look after their 6-month-old. About 2 months ago, they found Ella, a 29-year-old woman, who they were happy with, and she's been a great help. So I was told. Fast forward to a month ago, I'm over at theirs to meet the baby and meet Ella for the first time. I thought she was beautiful from the second I laid eyes on her. She's smart and very outgoing, I won't lie. I probably looked like an idiot, but I couldn't take my eyes off of her. Ella and I exchanged numbers with the understanding it was good to have them in the event of an emergency. Both parents aren't always available, so I'm the next best thing in an emergency. Anyway, we'd been texting back and forth for a couple weeks, and I thought, fuck it, and asked her out for a drink. She said yes. Apparently, Ella told my friend and his wife that she was going on a date with me, and they're pissed, saying I'll screw up their relationship with her and other stuff. I reminded them Ella's an adult and she's interested in me too, but they told me I need to cancel the date and not go after their nanny because they need her to focus on her job and I'm a distraction. I refused again. Now our friend group is involved and divided. Some agree with me. We're adults. We can decide for ourselves. Others agree with them. I'm an arsehole and it's inappropriate. So, am I the asshole?
That's so interesting because, like, initial thoughts is like, damn, what do these friends think of this guy? Is he like trouble?
Yeah.
And then secondly, they only have the benefit of dictating her dating life somehow because it's their friend. Like a date, like using the term distraction as one of the excuses is weird because she probably like she would have a dating life with someone else otherwise. Like,
yeah,
that's so interesting.
What's your take on this?
You know, I mean, people could approach it from like the age gap situation because it's like what, 15 years.
Oh, it's I didn't hear that part.
She's 29.
She's 29. He's 43.
She's 29. Like, I don't know. Once it gets up to like 29.
How old is he?
43.
Okay.
I don't know. 29 and 43. It is an age gap, but it's like at a certain point, it's like she's fully capable.
Yeah,
her frontal lobe is fully there.
I think what I'm clocking though is I just don't love that like immediately he meets her and it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna like. You'll be our emergency contact just in case. And immediately he's like, oh, I'm going to pursue this person.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, maybe give it a little bit of time.
It's kind of an interesting setup. It's almost a little too movie-esque where it's like, oh, like, and we're gonna bring you on, like, who meets their friend's nanny and like exchanges
know.
numbers,
Yeah.
like, just in case, like.
That's what I'm saying. It
is
feels like
weird.
this guy might be trouble in the friend's
Yeah.
eyes. You know?
The verdict is you're the asshole, which has me wondering if there's some more to this.
Yeah.
Some comments. You're the asshole. If things go south with you and the nanny, she may quit to avoid any possible contact with you. You are not a good friend to say that because you're consenting adults. It's not your problem even though you say that you can see where they are coming from. Someone else said, you're the asshole. I think your friends know your history and are right to be pissed. It would be one thing if they said it was fine, but they're not okay with it. Technically, they have no say in what you or the nanny do outside of her watching their kid. But it is their business if you screwing the nanny causes the nanny to quit. It is hard to find a good nanny that you trust. It would be much easier for them to replace you than the nanny. If you value your friendship, back off. Lastly, someone said, you're the asshole. Initially, I was sort of on the edge, and then you posted this. So this is another post from OP. I've dated all ages, appropriately, of course. I just enjoy the company of younger women. They're more adventurous and fun to spend time with. I'm not looking for anything particularly long-term, just to enjoy some time with an attractive, albeit younger woman until things reach their natural conclusion. All right, so...
Yeah.
no.
Not the
now
best
I
intentions
fully...
with this nanny.
What are your intentions with my nanny?
The kid asked.
The father of the baby jumps in the comments.
Let's go. I called it.
I'm the father mentioned. Ella isn't 29, she's 24. He is so much worse in real life. There we go. There we go. Now it's weird.
I knew it. I was like, there's something
weird.
not good going on.
Now it's weird. Now it's really...
24.
I mean, it was weird before. Yeah.
Guys, frontal lobe, not all there yet.
I just think it's like...
It's just like, if you're lying about their age.
Yes. Well, his intentions are also fully painted now. And it's just like, he's just looking for hookups. He's just a piece of shit.
And it's just, I'm sorry, it is a weird thing to need to declare to Reddit, I just enjoy younger women. Like, why did you need to post that?
If you're saying that, oh my God, man.
Why? It's weird. You're weird. Get out of here.
Update.
Oh boy, this is spicy.
This is a comment from the father of the baby. This is a full comment. So the father did find this and commented that. I'm the father. Ella isn't 29. She's 24. He's so much worse in real life. So Reddit seemed to clock that this guy was a piece of shit.
Okay.
Update from the comment from the father of the baby. You're the asshole. I'm the father mentioned in this post, and I can't believe you have the stones to post this. He sent me the post to gloat. I guess at some point it was going his way. Most of what he said is true. My wife and I had a baby 6 months ago and hired a nanny. He is not my baby's godfather. We are not friends, and he did not ask Ella for her number. He took it from the baby book my wife put together in case of emergencies. The only reason he was at my house is because my wife feels sorry for him and invites him over for dinner sometimes. For what it's worth, Ella is neither 29 nor interested. She was being polite because you told her we were best friends and she wanted to make a good impression. I've told her to block his number and every single social media I know he has and apologized profusely because I don't want her to quit. Jake, because I can do a piss poor job of picking an alternate name too, you are the arsehole. If you come near my family again, I'll lay all your shit out for the world to see.
Dude, it's giving Smosh Pit Theater. We need to act this out.
I know.
Full accents.
Yeah.
You've got the stones.
You got the stones to post that.
Truly, he's sort of an evil person.
Yeah, he's sort of an evil person.
That's crazy.
Update number 2.
Oh.
Once again, this update comes from the father of the baby. Okay. A few people asked me for an update. I did start writing one before the post he wrote was deleted. I don't know why, and I don't care. I saw screenshots of the messages from Jake, and to say I was disgusted is a massive understatement. He bragged about wealth I'm fairly certain he doesn't have, how close we all are, and how he introduced me to my wife. We were married when we met him. He also hinted at having influence over me because he's like an older brother to me, and suggested to Ella that he could convince me to give her special privileges and a raise.
Oh, God.
I assured Ella none of it was true and that we were very happy with her work. I also called Jake myself to rip him a new one. He insisted Ella was interested, that she'd lied about her age to him, that they'd been flirting for weeks. I told him I'd read the messages and that Ella told me the truth. He got quiet, said he hadn't done anything wrong and that he had to go suddenly. He's been blocked everywhere. I'm also paying for Ella to change her number to make doubly sure he can't get through to her. Not the most exciting. I imagine some of you thought he'd turn up at my door again or something like in the movies. I'm glad you enjoyed my life turning into a waking nightmare for a day. Also, f*** you, Jake.
F*** you, Jake. F*** you, Jake. Yo, we talked about dynamics earlier. That was disgusting. That was disgusting.
It's disgusting.
Disgusting.
He starts of an evil person.
Oh, no. That's an icky boy
That
right
is a
there.
bad guy.
Yo, so many things wrong with that. She lied about her age. I didn't know how young she was.
I did nothing wrong. I gotta go.
This is something he's been caught for. I don't want to know. But the world should know, and some police should know what he has done somewhere else. He's sort of an evil person. I don't know what this meme is from, but I like it.
It's fun to say, isn't it?
It is fun to say.
Get the royal executioner, dude.
Yeah.
Yes, and somebody needs to fart on him, but maybe not. Maybe he likes that. He seems like a freak.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
He's far too an evil.
He's far too an evil person. Ew,
Damn.
I feel so bad for the nanny. She was, cause like, God, that's
Dude, that
cause like the parents, it's so hard to find a nanny they can trust. And then for her, she's like, I just want to keep this job. And he literally inserted himself as if he had some play and like a hand in her employment there, and like just using his age, using his connection to the parents that he lied about to get some power dynamic over her. And to be 24, and have a 40-something doing that shit is so.
And then going on Reddit and just lying.
I can't believe there was a moment where I was like, this could be okay.
No.
Like who knows what else he's lied about, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
Done.
yeah. Good God. Damn. These are some crazy stories.
That was
Yeah.
crazy.
He played himself.
He did. He absolutely did. And those ones, I'm like, can you just say this guy's real name?
Yeah.
Just say it.
Just say his
and
real
his
name.
handle. I just want to talk.
Just like put it out there.
Just put his address up.
There's sometimes where I'm like, yeah, it's anonymous because it's like a weird conflict.
I'm sure his address is posted on Watchdog.
Yeah.
Probably.
I'm sure.
Whatever they call it in England.
Watchdog.
Anyways, thank you both for being here.
Thanks.
It was a lot of fun.
This was a good time.
I feel really good being classic assholes with you guys.
Yeah, me too. Thank you guys for watching. Let us know what other subreddits and themes you'd like to see on this show. And we'll see you next Saturday.
And please post in the comments what your silly line is after you fart in front of a group of people.
What do you say after you fart? Let us know. All right. Bye.
Bye.